Hi chess fans, welcome to Better Moves. In this video we will look at a amateur game and you will learn 4 key techniques that can help you in your game. In the game d4, knight f6, c4, black played the rarely played move a6 and after knight c3, c5. Now the non-center pawn is attacking white's center pawn here, and white is considering moving the pawn forward. What do you think of this move? If you want, pause your video and try to assess the situation on the board and what you would play. Okay, if white plays d5, the idea of the move a6 was to play b5, and after c takes, a takes, e4, b4. Black has used his pawns to storm forward and to gain space on the queen side, and that's why it's not so good to move the pawn forward here to d5. It would have been better to play d takes c, even if after e6, e4, black can retake the pawn. It's okay to give up the center pawn for the non-center pawn if, as compensation, you get an advantage in development. So that's the key technique here. It's okay to give up the center pawn for non-center pawn if you gain advantage in development. Okay, so in the game, indeed, white plays correctly d takes c, and after e6, e4, bishop takes, black has regained the pawn, but white is now ahead in development, especially because white can now push e5, forcing the knight back to g8. So in this position, white is already a little better, and it's questionable what this move was all about now that the pawn has entrenched itself here on c4. The game continued knight to e4, attacking the bishop, and black played knight to c6. In this position, white was considering playing knight to f3, protecting the pawn on e5 that's attacked by the black knight. If you want, pause your video and think about this move and what you would play in this position with white. Okay, first of all, let's have a look at knight takes bishop. After all, can white not win a piece here? The problem is that black has a5, queen a5 check, attacking the king and the knight at the same time, and after, for example, bishop d2, queen takes c5, bishop c3, black is okay because black can develop and ramp up some attack against the e5 pawn. So in this position, knight f3 does the job of protecting the pawn, but it allows for the possibility bishop b4 check. White has to react with bishop to d2, and black can play f5, e takes f, knight takes, bishop takes, knight takes, queen d2, attacking the knight and protecting the square, a5. So in this position, black was able to exchange a few pieces and to equalize the disadvantage in development. So, but more important than this, in any opening situation, it's good to always pose a threat, and the better move was bishop to d2. Bishop to d2 poses the threat of the knight now attacking the bishop, and the reason is that if, for example, black plays something like h6, the knight can take and the queen does not have the resource of winning back the piece. So bishop to d2 achieves the aim of developing this bishop and at the same time poses a threat, forcing black to move the bishop again, for example, to e7. And now White can still play knight f3 if he wants to protect the pawn. And now black does not have the option to play bishop b4 like in the variation before and exchange a few pieces. And white has further built his advantage in development and his advantage in the game. The bishop is now blocking the development square of the knight, for example. Okay, in the game white played knight f3 and black continued with knight g to e7. Again, it would have been better to exchange a few pieces here with bishop b4. White played a3, planning to harass the bishop. The bishop moved back to a7, giving white the strong knight d6 check, and the king has to move to the side, and white really has a big advantage now. White continues with b4, knight to g6, attacking the e5 pawn. White protects this pawn with bishop b2, and black plays a5, trying to harass white a little bit here on the queen side. And in this position, white was considering playing queen to d2 with the aim of protecting the b4 pawn and developing the queen a little bit. What do you think of this move? Okay, queen to d2 is a good move, develops and just plays on, and the game continues. But white had the strong option b5. And let's have a look at this position. If your opponent has space disadvantage and the pieces are cramped, so cramped means that they cannot move much. The knights don't have much squares. All the pieces are kind of in the back and blocking each other's ways. In a situation like this, it's useful to look for tactical targets. So let's have a look. After b5, the knight has to move, and the knight cannot move to any of these squares. So really black has only two options of moving the knight back to b8 or to e7. Let's have a look what happens if the knight goes to e7. At this moment the knight blocks the diagonal of the queen, and white has the strong knight to f5, and there's nothing that black can do for white to get this knight fork in. Okay, so that's why knight to e7 after b5 does not work. And after knight b8, black has bishop d4, threatening to win the bishop with b7, and again this bishop cannot move back because the knight is now occupying the square. So black has to take the bishop, and after queen takes, white is threatening queen to c5 and taking this bishop. And the point is that this bishop cannot be protected by any other piece, and it can also not move. It cannot move because it's boxed in here. And this knight would like to move away so that the rook can protect the bishop, but that's not possible because the white has no squares to move neither. So after queen takes d4, white will actually win a piece, or otherwise a strong advantage. Okay, so let's have a look in this position again. So the key technique that we can learn from this position is, once your opponent's pieces are crammed, check for tactical targets. And okay, if you look at this position, you will see that there is knight to g5 in the position, and f7 can become a tactical target. There is after b5 the opportunity that this knight has to move back, and if it moves back in, these two bishops become potential targets, as we have seen. So if you have a forcing move available, like in this position b5, check for tactical targets. And again, there is a lot of tactical targets here in this position. And white could have already won this game this way. Okay, after queen d2, the game continued with h6, and now white was considering playing bishop d3, developing his last piece and continue playing the game. What do you think of this move? And is there a better move available for white? Okay, bishop to d3 develops the last piece of white's pieces, and white is planning to castle and looks good, great. But black has the opportunity of playing knight to h4 here, attacking both the pawn and the knight. And if castles, black can take the knight, and black can take the knight, and black can get some counterplay here. For example, exchanging the queens, and then this file gets open, and with the queens off, the development disadvantage becomes a little less important. So, and if white does not castle, then well, what can white do? Black is threatening, so the only way that white has as an alternative is to take this knight, and after queen takes, the game continues. Bishop e4, etc., etc. And white is still better. White has the development advantage here. But in this position here, white had the option of playing h4. What h4 does basically is it hinders any movement of this knight. This knight has now no square that it can go to because the rook is protecting this pawn, and so is the knight. So this knight now is blocked in. And okay, let's compare these moves. Bishop to d3 is a developing move and develops your pieces further. And h4 is a move that has the purpose of hindering the development of black. Of course, the move also, threatens some operations on the king side. If this knight moves away, it has to move on the passive square, and then there are already a lot of pieces looking at the attack. But most importantly, this move prevents knight to h4 and boxes in black's knight. So what we can learn from this, or one key technique, if you are ahead in development and your opponent's pieces are already crammed, developing a piece has a certain additional value, but there might be a higher value in hindering the opponent's development instead. Because you're already ahead in development, so you can afford hindering the opponent's development. And the key technique is to do that rather than pushing your own development. Okay, so that's it for this game. Let's have a look through all the moves again and the key techniques that we learned. So in this position, white was considering moving to d5, and the key technique is giving up a center pawn for a non-center pawn is okay when there's compensation in development. So it was okay to give up the center pawn and then get some compensation in development with e5. Okay, in this position here, white was considering playing knight to f3, protecting the pawn, but the stronger move was bishop to d2, and the key technique that we are learning here is if you can develop and pose a threat, because white is posing the threat of taking the bishop here, if you can develop and pose a threat, that's better than just developing. That is what we can learn from this particular position. And in this position here, queen to d2 protects the pawn, and it would have been better to play b5 and take advantage of black's tactical liabilities. And the key technique that we can learn here, when your opponent's pieces are crammed, check for tactical targets in the position. Okay, and in this position here, white was considering playing bishop to d3, and it would have been better to play h4. And the key technique we can learn from this position is hindering the opponent's development can be as valuable as your own development, especially when you are ahead in development. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a lot from these techniques for your practical games. If you like these videos, don't forget to click subscribe so YouTube will send you an update once new videos become available. Thanks a lot for watching.